Welcome to volume 27 of Nintendo Switch games that I definitely believe you should buy before they become rare and expensive. There's already one game on today's list that's pretty rare, and I'm incredibly surprised I've not talked about it yet. And when we get there, you'll definitely know. So without further ado, feel free to sit back, relax, and let's dive into it. The first game I want to talk about today is Tokyo Psychodemic, which I actually got from playasia.com, and it came with the soundtrack. Let me grab that 1 second. Here's the soundtrack that it came with, and I'm incredibly stoked. So first things first, this game just recently released, and unfortunately this game does not support English, although the developers are working on an English patch, a multi-language patch, as of right now, which will be releasing very soon. If you do want to play the demo for this game, you can find it on both PS4 and PS5 for free. And the reason why I'm recommending this game right now is because you can still find it for pretty cheap on playasia.com, which it does come with the soundtrack. And once that multi-language patch comes out, this game is definitely going to skyrocket in value. As for the story of this game, a new viral outbreak has forced Tokyo to go into an extended lockdown. Finally coming out of the break, a 3-year epidemic, it seems life has finally returned to normal, until a sting of paranormal incidents begin to occur. It's up to you and your colleagues to solve these cases once and for all. So far of what I've played this game, it's absolutely amazing. If you're a fan of mystery, detective, and horror, and the paranormal, I myself am a huge fan of this subject and topic. If they made an X-Files interactive visual novel, this game would definitely be it. The music is really cool, and the characters and the art style is amazing. This is definitely a game that I highly recommend picking up if you're into mystery, horror, thriller, and the paranormal. And if you have a PS4 or PS5, definitely go play the demo right now. You are gonna love it, I promise you. And game number 2 is gonna be Persona 3 Portable. So I've talked about this game before on a different video, but not in the Rare Game series. So even though we have Persona 3 Reload, it's definitely still worth buying Persona 3 Portable. Shortly after transferring to a new high school, the protagonist encounters the dark hour. Unfamiliar stillness swallows the city. People turn into eerie coffins and otherworldly monsters called the Shadow Swarm. When they are attacked by one of these shadows and all hope seems lost, the power of the heart, their persona, is awakened. With this newfound power, they pursue the truth of the dark hour and face the destiny that awaits them. If you've never tried any of the Persona games, you're definitely missing out. This is one of the best Persona games in the whole series. And the one thing interesting about this game is that you can play as the male protagonist or the female protagonist. This game is already going up in value, so if you're a fan of the Persona series, I definitely recommend picking this one up when you can. And game number 3 is going to be Tokyo Chronos and Altius. These are 2 interactive visual novels on 1 cartridge. And the good thing is that there's no downloading required. As for the first game, Tokyo Chronos, when you wake up, you find yourself in Shibuya, completely devoid of everyone. Trapped in this world are 8 high school students, as well as childhood companions. What awaits them is a mystery veiled in lost memories and a cryptic message. Like fragments scattered by a shattered mirror, where does the truth of the world lie? As for Altius, the second game, during the year 2080, the sudden appearance of colossal beings, known as meteors, drove humanity to sought refuge in a city with only a radius of 2 kilometers. This game just recently released as well, and if you're into interactive visual novels, you're definitely gonna love this one. The music is really cool, the story is great, and the characters are very lovable. What makes this game interesting is that even though it's an interactive visual novel, you can still look around and choose where to go next. It's kind of hard to explain the experience, but once you start playing this game, you're gonna see that this game is truly unique in its own way. Another great game that I highly recommend picking up. And game number 4 is going to be Clea. This game comes with both Clea 1 and 2, all on 1 cartridge, no downloading required. This game is a 2D style survival horror game, and it is awesome. You play as these 2 kids who are brother and sister, and you find out that your mom and dad have been experimenting on chaos servants, but now the monsters have been let loose. Clea and her brother must escape from the Whitlock mansion. And watch your back, those closest to you may be the real terror. As for the second game, 4 years have passed since the Whitlock Mansion tragedy. Florine, who's a former maid, is determined to resurrect the person who means everything to her. To succeed, she must travel past the third dimension and into the realms beyond. Otherworldly horrors lie in wait, but Florine is determined to soldier on. This, after all, is her final chance to redemption. The ambience of this game is awesome. It really puts you into the perspective of these two kids and what it's like to escape this huge mansion. And the one thing that I find interesting about this game as well is that there's no jump scares, but it really does play on anticipation and dread. So yeah, if you're into 2D survival horror games, this game is awesome. You are gonna love it. Definitely go check it out. And last but not least is the game that's already pretty darn rare that I'm surprised I've not talked about yet, and that is Super Mario 3D All-Stars. So when this game first released, even Nintendo themselves had said, this is a limited release, meaning that not very many copies were going to be printed. And when people heard about that, they immediately went out to buy this game. One amazing thing about this game is that it comes with all 3 games on one cartridge. There is no downloading required. You get Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy. Personally, my 2 favorites are going to be Mario Sunshine and Mario 64, and these games run amazing on the Switch. If you're a 90s or early 2000s kid, you're definitely going to love these games. Especially all the nostalgia that Mario 64 brings, this is hands down the best way to play these games today. I'm sure you can still find some copies on eBay, but like I was saying, this is one that I definitely recommend picking up when you can because it's already pretty rare. And if you love Mario, this definitely has to be on your list. So like always, I have a bonus game that I want to talk about. This game in particular, I'm not sure if it's going to become rare or not, but it's definitely a hidden gem in my opinion. And that game is Silent Hope. This game in my opinion is definitely underrated. It's a classic laid-back action RPG and it's awesome. In this game you got 7 heroes with 7 different fighting styles. Dive into the abyss and explore their silent world. One day a terrible calamity struck a peaceful kingdom. In the chaos that followed, the people began to deceive and backstab each other. Their king used their powerful magic to steal away people's ability to speak and hurled himself into the abyss. His daughter, the princess, cried an endless flood of tears until they encased her in a giant crystal teardrop. Many years after the events faded to memory, 7 rainbow-colored lights flew above the abyss. These rays of hope appeared before the princess, manifesting themselves as 7 heroes, ready to answer the princess's call for help. Why did the king abandon his daughter and his people? And why did he steal their ability to speak? This is where the story begins. If you're a fan of cozy games as well as action RPGs, you're definitely going to love this game. It's super charming, the music's great, the characters are fun and loving. This is just an all-out great game. I really enjoy the art style too, it's pretty unique. And with the music and everything, the whole environment and the ambience, it's really fun. This game you can still find for pretty cheap. It's going for around $20 to $30 online. So yeah, if you're into cozy, fun action RPGs, you're definitely going to love this game. Another great one I highly recommend checking out. By the way, there's one game that just released today, which I think will definitely become rare, and that game is Meo, the Smiling Man. This is a horror visual novel, which I'm going to be playing this week, which you will definitely see in next week's video. Alright, well there you have it. There's some more Switch games that I definitely recommend picking up before they become rare and expensive. If there's other games you guys recommend that I check out as well, please let me know in the comments below. I'm into anything and everything the Nintendo Switch has to offer. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please subscribe. With that being said, hope you guys have an amazing day, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Happy gaming, and God bless. Peace.